Hey guys, we are live. Sorry about the delay. We had a few technical problems, but we are here now. And I am super excited to be chatting to one of my besties and business partners, Jen, over in South Africa. She's an absolute rock star. And we are going to be talking today about all things mindset because we've both had a lot of really cool mindset switches over the years, really invested in our personal development. And we know what a game changer it is for everyone. So we want to share a little bit of I wanted Jen to share a little bit of her stories around mindset switches. So Jen, thank you for popping on.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm excited.
Yeah,
twice in 2 days, Cherie. This is awesome.
Yeah. I know. I love it. I love that we can connect from anywhere in the globe. The power of social media or technology.
Yeah, I know.
So I remember back in the day when mindset, personal development work was super new to me as a chef on the boats. I didn't really even know about personal development. So for you, where did you even start? Because sometimes people have no freaking idea where to begin. There's so much out there.
Yeah, there's so much. And it's such it's almost like a really trendy kind of thing at the moment, isn't it? To have coaches, mentorships, to work on your mindset and all of that kind of stuff. But obviously it's an ancient practice and it's how we're actually designed naturally to be. And we're so powerful in our minds. It's something that I've always been super interested in, but never really invested my time into it because working on the yachts, you know what that's like. You're working 18 to 20-hour days. Like, when do you have time to work on your mindset when all you've got in your mind is a to-do list and a menu and all these demands on you? So I just dabbled with just reading a few personal development books as and when I could. And then as soon as I left the industry, I really realized that what I'd been missing in my life was investing time into myself because jobs in the past hadn't enabled me to do that. So I just reached out and started sort of Googling things, really, Googling some good personal development books to read and started from there. And then I started to access a bit more information about the fact that I'm actually quite good at using my mind and my mindset to actually manifest and get what I want. Yeah. And I've realized
really good.
I know, when I looked back into my past, everything I've ever done, I kind of just manifested it to myself. Like, the things I've been able to create and call into my life is ridiculous, but I didn't realize I was doing that at the time. So yeah, I think I've kind of gone off topic of what you actually asked me, but I was always interested in that kind of thing and knew that it was super powerful, but it wasn't until I left the industry and started to invest in myself that I was really, I guess, honing in on the practice and how to actually be more conscious and intentional with what I was doing.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And you're right. It's very trendy and to be doing personal development, working on your mindset. And what I love is, like, for people that are new, you can just Google stuff or ask a friend that you know is into personal development who's working on their mindset. And for me, referrals is always the best, like referring books, stuff on YouTube, all that sort of jazz.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So how did you even know about mindset work in the beginning? Like, did you hear through a friend? For me, it was, a book was recommended to a friend. So I'd love to know, like, how you got started.
Like I said, I've always just been interested in things like yoga, things about spirituality, and I always knew that I was being called to something bigger and something different. So it's something that I just always dabbled with and was naturally aligned to and interested in. But most recently, I had a mentorship with an incredible woman who recommended a couple of books to me to start reading around mindset to do with your money matters. And in fact, I think you recommended one to me as well, Happy Pocket Full of Money. And so I knew what I was interested in first and foremost of what I wanted to call into my life. So I knew I wanted to change my mindset around my money story And so knowing that, that's how I then was sort of looking specifically for mindset work around that, because you can use your mindset around absolutely everything in your life. So it's really it's like a Pandora's box, really. You've got to be kind of careful not to type in mindset, because you're going to get inundated with an incredible amount of resources that are out there. Because when you improve your mindset, it improves every aspect of your life. So you can actually get really specific. So I reached out to you, I reached out to a mentor that I had at the time, and just asked them about books that they had read themselves that they'd found really helpful. So I wanted to work on my money story and improve my relationship with money so that I could manifest and call in more money to my life. So I read, I think it's Jen Sinclair, the Badass at Making Money.
Really good.
Yeah, I think I got her name right. I hope so. I read Happy Pocket Full of Money. Then I started to move into looking on YouTube and finding people that were in our collective. People were talking about motivational speakers that I really liked. So I started watching people like Brené Brown, Reagan Hillier, people like that, Peter Kelly, and they've all got such incredible stories to share around mindset, around the power of it. And so I just really invested a lot of time into watching things on YouTube and reading whatever I could around it. And again, it was to do with people that were recommended. Like you say, it's helpful when someone else has had a good experience with someone else and it can pass on the information.
Yeah. And I like how you mentioned, like, when you're working on your mindset, it's a bit of a Pandora's box. It's good to know what you want to work on, whether it's your limiting beliefs, your money mindset. It's good to know what sort of so you can niche it down and find the actual material that you want to, that is going to help you, because it is a Pandora's box once you start Googling and looking into it. So compared to before you started mindset work, how has actual mindset work, personal development, changed your life and your beliefs?
It's changed everything about it, to be honest. It's changed how I show up for myself, how I show up for my family. It's changed how I wake up in the mornings. And it's really given me the power behind self-responsibility for my life. And what I mean by that is I don't have a blame culture around my life anymore. I don't blame my childhood. Not that I had a reason to, but I don't blame anything. I don't blame my parents for my story around something, around money or around relationships. I don't blame anything but myself for my story about how my life has gone. I took radical self-responsibility and realized that everything that's happened has been a challenge that I've overcome, and that has led me to the point I'm in at this very moment today, like right here, right now. Everything has been a choice. Everything has been my responsibility. And so once I took that in, and with the help of watching these people and reading these books, this is how you get to learn these techniques of understanding that everything is a choice, that you get to choose how you want to react and engage with something that happens to you or around you or to someone else even in your life. So that's how powerful it is at changing the game, because you realize that you can choose how to show up every day. You can choose to be positive. You can choose to look at a way to change something for the better for yourself. You know, it's a marked opportunity, if you want to say. I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but it's like you understand that you have the ability learn anything you want, to create anything you want, dream, have, be, do, anything it is, you have the power within you. And that's what really helps me with the mindset. Like once you get into your mindset and then that drops down into your heart, in the center of your soul, that's how you suddenly elevate as a person. And it's almost like such a gradual process that you don't realize it's happening until suddenly someone starts to react to you differently and starts to mention that they've seen a huge shift in you and how you're showing up. And you didn't even see that it was happening. It's just that you have a new confidence about you, that you wake up a little bit brighter, a bit happier. You know, it's affected my marriage like in such a positive way. And it's you know, I show up more confidently talking on these lives or whatever it is. I show up better in my relationships, in my business practice, as a mum. Like, it really does affect everything in your life. And so even the smallest little changes have a huge impact very quickly.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And as you say, we have like certain tools that can help you make those mindset shifts quickly, because, you know, we're all human. We're not robots. We still, even after doing this personal development, we still have moments or days where everything's not perfect or whatever, but we know how to shift it. We know the tools by doing all the personal development and the mindset work. So I think you really wrapped that up beautifully. I was going to ask you, we kind of covered it by going to mentors, and I was going to ask you how you would suggest, advise, guide people on how to get started in changing their mindset. You know, we spoke about figuring out whether it's your money mindset, your personal beliefs that you want to change, what it is you want to work on. Maybe you're changing, for me, it was changing my stress levels. As a chef on yachts, I read something, Dale Carnegie, How to Stop Worrying and How to Start Living. And that I was, it was a mega switch before the next charter. Like, even the stewardess was like, you better fucking stop being so positive. Like, she was not, like, everything was not a concern to me after reading that book. It was massive. So like, I knew that I wanted to change stop being such a warrior, stop freaking out so much. And of course, there's still days where I'm like, oh my God, as I said, we're all human. So where would you suggest that people start?
I guess go within and work out where your stress levels are and where you find that you are the most challenged. So if like you know, you found that things would get on top of you and you wouldn't be able to break it down and let the stress go, then that's something that you want to work on. Maybe it's something around money, which is what I wanted to work on, or you want to learn how to meditate, or you want to be more positive in the world, you want to show more gratitude. There's a whole wealth of different things, and it's about listening to what it is that you really need and go within. Try and see what, for me, it's like, what do you think about the most? What worries you? What's constantly on your mind? And if you start to go within and listen to your thoughts, the first thing to do is to work out which thoughts are your own and which are coming from all the outer influences. If you're watching too much on TV that's miserable and stressful and there's never anything positive or happy, then turn the fucking TV off to start with. But, you know, like, it's being aware of what's influencing you. You know, like, you were in a stressful job, so the only way you could do it was to change how you reacted or looked at situations that were still going to come up and happen around you, but you had the choice in how you thought about it, how you engaged with the situation, and how you reacted. So to get started, it's really a good idea to really understand what it is that upsets you, or what it is that you worry about the most, and then go from there. Give yourself permission to have a shit day. Give yourself permission to make mistakes or fail forwards. And don't try and, you know, you're not going to suddenly become an enlightened and the most powerful meditator and manifester overnight. It's just make small changes, and just the smallest changes will have the biggest effects, actually. And you'll start to see how much it really changes for you. And ask people who they're inspired by, and who, you know, you could just put a post out on Facebook saying, what's your favorite personal development books? And you'll get a ton of people that reach out and send you their favorite books. And that's a really great place to start, because what I find as well is I'm very well versed with knowing a lot of different names of motivational speakers. You know, Gabrielle Bernstein, for example, who did All About the Universe Has Your Back. That's a fantastic book. And I take for granted that people that aren't into mindset work yet don't even know who these people are. So just go onto YouTube, start looking up motivational speakers, put a post out on Facebook asking your friends and your peer network for their favorite speakers. I think Gemma just commented down there. Hey, Gem, she was asking me the other day who she could best speak to, and I suggested Brene Brown for her because I felt she would align with the message around courage and having your internal power, and she loved that program. So, you know, reach out and ask people. Just ask what you want, ask what you're looking for. If you want to be a powerful manifester, look for someone who's got an incredible motivational talk or a book around manifesting, or call me, I don't know.
Yes.
You can do, you know, about how to let go of stress, how to improve your money relationships, how to become a manifester, how to use the law of attraction. There is so much out there. It's just incredible.
There is so much. And as you said it beautifully. It's just knowing, looking within, realizing what exactly you want to work on at that moment in time, and reaching out and asking peers, asking what they're listening to, what they're watching, what they're listening to, what they're reading. I think that's the perfect.
There's so many audio books as well, because not everyone has the chance to sit and read. Like for me, if I sit down to read a book, I've got a 15-month-old baby. I'll get to halfway down the page and I'm asleep. So I just can't read, you know. So there's tons of audio books. There's YouTube channels. Like just turn off the TV and start watching someone who's going to lift you up and, you know, say positive, happy things, because it's gonna change for you very, very quickly when you surround yourself with that kind of positivity. And it's really small little mind tricks that actually make massive, massive differences. And knowing that it's all a choice and it's all within you to show up how you want to show up, with a lot of gratitude as well.
Oh, I love that. Well, I really want to value your time, my love. And thank you so much for jumping on. I can already see in the comments people got so much value. I know you can't see the comments, but we're getting so much value from this. Guys, thanks for tuning in. And if you have a favorite mindset book, video, podcast, whatever it is, feel free to share it in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.